Twin sisters, Amara and Amaka, are born to a young woman struggling with poverty. Facing impossible circumstances, their mother is forced to give up Amara for adoption on the day they were born to a wealthy family, while she kept Amaka. The twins, unaware of each other, are thrust into contrasting worlds from birth. They are Dinugas. A wealthy and affluent family in Lagos adopted Amara with the help of one of the nurses who was already helping them look out for a child to adopt. A small, dimly lit clinic in a poor neighborhood in Lagos, Nigeria, in the late 1990s. A rain poured outside, casting a melancholic rhythm that matched the anguish of young Chinyere, a mother holding her newborn twins for the first and unknowingly the last time. Her hands trembled as she stared at the infants, two tiny, identical girls with dark curls and wide, innocent eyes. For a moment, she felt the joy of motherhood sweep over her. But reality returned swiftly. The father of her children had abandoned her when she told him of the pregnancy, leaving her destitute, struggling to survive on meager wages. Desperation loomed as Chinyere weighed an unthinkable choice. Her mind wrestled with the options. Keep both girls and risk starvation, or give one a chance at a better life. The decision tore her heart, but she knew she had no means to care for two children. Reluctantly, she agreed to an arrangement with a wealthy family who promised to adopt one of her daughters and provide her with a life of privilege and comfort. With a final kiss and tearful farewell, Chinyere held each daughter one last time, imprinting their faces in her memory. She whispered their names, Amara, Amaka, unaware of how intertwined and divided their lives would become. Years later, in the present-day Lagos, Amara grows up in an affluent household with every comfort imaginable, but lacks a true emotional bond with her parents, who are often absent. She's sheltered, refined, and educated. Amaka, on the other hand, faces hardship and sacrifices as she helps her mother make ends meet. Resilient and street smart, she dreams of a better life. Amara strolled through her family's sprawling estate, surrounded by manicured gardens and artful sculptures, yet somehow felt confined by invisible chains. Raised as the beloved daughter of the affluent Adenuga family, she had everything money could buy: an elite education, designer clothes, vacations to exotic places. Her life on the surface was perfect, yet a sense of emptiness lingered, a longing she couldn't explain. Her parents, distant and preoccupied, rarely engaged with her, focusing instead on their business empires and social appearances. Despite her luxurious upbringing, Amara often felt out of place in her world. Lately, she had been plagued by vivid dreams of a girl who looked exactly like her, but lived in a different reality. In her dreams, the girl was running through crowded markets, her laughter echoing as she dodged street vendors. The dreams haunted her, each one filling her with a strange sense of loss. Amara begins having strange dreams of a girl who looks just like her, igniting a sense of curiosity and longing. On the other side of town, Amaka awoke to the familiar sound of a modest neighborhood, a chorus of street vendors calling out, children laughing, and the distant hum of traffic. Life had always been tough, but Amaka had never let it break her spirit. She helped her mother with her small street stall, selling fruits and vegetables to put food on the table. Though she didn't have much, Amaka's heart was full. Her resilience shone through her every action, and she dreamed of someday lifting her family out of poverty. However, she often wondered about her past, especially the father she never knew and the siblings her mother had mentioned only in whispers. There was a constant feeling within her, an instinct that she wasn't alone. Sometimes she felt a strange bond, like an invisible thread connecting her to someone out there. Amara reluctantly attended an art gallery event with her friends, surrounded by Lagos elites, yet feeling isolated. Art didn't interest her as much as it did her wealthy peers, and she often felt out of place in these circles. As she gazed at a painting, feeling her mind adrift, she suddenly froze. Across the gallery, a girl with her exact features walked in, wearing a catering uniform and carrying a tray of horse devourers. Amaka had taken a part-time job as a server for the event, fascinated by the glimpses of life in high society. She navigated through the guests with practiced ease, stealing glances at the artwork she could never afford. And then, her eyes landed on someone who made her drop the tray in shock. Their eyes locked from across the room, and in that moment, the air seemed to still. Amara felt a rush of emotions: curiosity, recognition, and a deep, inexplicable bond. Amaka too felt an overwhelming urge to approach the girl who looked like her reflection, yet wore expensive clothes and carried an air of elegance. Confusion mixed with awe as they slowly walked toward each other. Just as they were about to speak, a security guard intervened, scolding Amaka for causing a disturbance. In the chaos, Amara was whisked away by her friends, leaving Amaka standing alone, shaken and heartbroken. Both returned to their homes that night with questions burning in their minds. The encounter lingered like a mystery waiting to be solved, an invisible tether pulling them together. Amara felt an undeniable urge to uncover the truth about her identity, and Amaka, equally haunted, decided she wouldn't rest until she knew more about the stranger who shared her face. Haunted by their encounter, Amara starts investigating her adoption story, sensing that her life isn't what it seems. Amaka too finds herself drawn to the girl she saw, prompting her to search through her mother's past. Both sisters uncover hints of secrets that suggest they might not be the only child. Amara grows frustrated as her adopted parents dodge her questions, while Amaka pressures her mother, who becomes evasive. After persistent questions, Amaka's mother reveals the truth. She once had twins, but one was given up due to poverty. These revelations send Amaka into shock, feeling betrayed, but also elated that she has a sister. Meanwhile, Amara hires a private investigator, discovering her adoption records. As the truth surfaces, both sisters grapple with anger, confusion, and the impact of their different upbringings. Amara and Amaka meet, but the joy of reunion quickly turns sour as resentment simmers beneath the surface. Amara struggles with guilt for growing up in comfort, while Amaka resents the life she could have had. The two sisters confront each other's lives and clash over the choices their mother made. Despite the hostility, they can't ignore their connection and agree to uncover more about their past. Together, the twins investigate their birth records and their mother's past, learning about a dark family history involving deceit, betrayal, and even criminal ties. They discover that their birth mother was pressured to give up Amara by a distant relative who manipulated her into thinking she couldn't raise twins. This relative had a hidden agenda tied to money and control over the family's name. The twins confront their estranged relative, exposing his lies. As tensions rise, he tries to buy their silence, but Amaka's determination holds firm. Amara feels conflicted, torn between the privileges she's known and her loyalty to Amaka. When they refuse to back down, the relative resorts to threats, revealing a dangerous side that frightens both of them. After the confrontation, Amara realizes her bond with Amaka is deeper than any material wealth. The twins reflect on their journeys and the strength they found in each other. Amara decides to use her wealth and influence to support Amaka's dreams, while Amaka finds peace in knowing her sister's love is genuine. The twins unite and build something meaningful out of this story, creating a foundation in honor of their mother. The story closes with a sense of hope and healing, as Amara and Amaka finally embrace their roles as sisters, bound not only by blood, but by resilience and love.